All our lives as children, we've been taught by our parents to never speak to a stranger, never talk to a stranger, never enter a stranger's car, never collect anything from a stranger. Yeah, stranger danger. All good lessons. But what if that danger lies in a familiar face? Today, I'll be talking to you about all the possible warning signs to look out for in a child sexual predator. Are you ready? Then sit back, let's talk. As one of my favorite child safety experts, Patty Fitzgerald, would say, the boogeyman does not always look like the boogeyman. I'm saying Ojuju Calabar does not always look like Ojuju Calabar. 90% of the time, a child knows the abuser. While 80 to 90% of offenders are male, 10 to 20% are female, and 40% are children or adolescents or juveniles. An offender can be anyone, a perpetrator can be anyone from every walk of life. It could be, I've had cases where it's a grandfather to his granddaughter, a father to his daughter, a sister to her brother, a neighbor to that admiring young neighbor. It could be anyone, the coach, the priest, the pastor, anyone can be an abuser. That's why I do not still understand why some parents find it uncomfortable to talk to their kids about this, and why in Nigeria we have a culture of silence that surrounds this topic. Children cannot protect themselves. They are counting on us parents to educate ourselves and to empower them with the knowledge. So that's why I'm giving you these tips to help you educate yourself. And yeah, before I go on, it's very important to point out that there are two elements that must exist before an abuser abuses a child, before the perpetrator abuses a child, and that's access and privacy. So what are the warning signs? What warning signs should you look out for in a child predator? There are possible signs. Someone who continually wants to spend alone time with your child, and someone who finds reasons to exclude you from that alone time. Someone who befriends or repeatedly befriends that outstanding student, lavishing them with gifts, extra attention. Someone who currently offering to help you out with your children, taking them on overnight trips or asking for them to stay overnight. Someone who is, who crosses a physical boundary with kids, with a child, especially when the child does not want. Example, tickling, wrestling, kissing, hugging. A child who is someone who uses sexually inappropriate language with a child. Someone who sexualizes a child. Someone who spends so much time with a particular child. Who spends so much time with one particular child. Someone who seeks to isolate a child from others. Someone who only has children as friends and no age appropriate friendship. Someone who always invites children over, enticing them with gifts or video games, toys, and especially when that person does not have kids of their own. You have to wonder why. Someone who seems too good to be true might just be too good to be true. Someone who allows the child to engage in activities that their parents would usually not allow them to engage in. Someone who tries to create a secretive relationship with a child. Someone who introduces a child to secrets, keeping secrets, Someone who frequently engages in accidental touching, those touching games with a child. Like I said, someone who is preoccupied with just one particular child. These are signs, these are possible signs to look out for as a parent. Like I said, access and privacy are both elements that are present when an abuser abuses a child, when a predator abuses a child. We should pay attention, red flags, and listen to our gut feeling. Pay attention to our kids and remarks they make, or if they start using a new vulgar language, or they start using words you've never taught them. When I mean words, I mean sexual words you've never taught them. Pay attention to signs as a parent or as a caregiver. It's so important to also mention, as parents, we get busy. I understand we have to make that money. We have to provide for the family. And we tend to trust, we tend to get carried away by what someone looks like. It's yeah, statistics show that 90% of the time a child knows the abuser, but we shouldn't just look at it as a number. We should look at it as reality. We should look at it with names placed behind those numbers. It's that pastor you trust, it's that priest you trust, it's that teacher you trust, it's that sister, it's that brother, it's that uncle, it's that auntie. It could be anyone. And we should pay attention to signs. As a child, as kids, sometimes they try to tell you, maybe, oh, they try to say so, and if they can't say, like, look at their mannerism. I mean, like, just pay attention to their mannerisms, their body, like, how are they moving, what are they trying to say but they can't say. 90% of the time, an abuser is someone the child knows. It's scary. It's extremely scary, and I say this from experience. I say this that faces should be placed behind a number. It's not just about knowing the number, it's about knowing that this number is the truth, is the fact, is just reality. We shouldn't take it lightly, we shouldn't just memorize it, but we should pay attention to our children. We should pay attention to those who are paying attention to our children. These sexual predators are tricky and smart at this game. Next week, I'll be talking to you about how they set the stage by gaining access to your child and gaining the trust of family members. Perpetrators use pre-existing relationship with a child as a deposit for their silence. It's easier for a child to tell on a stranger than to tell on a close family friend or family member. Do you have any comments? Please let me know. Are there questions you have? I would love to know. Are there topics you want me to handle? Let me know down below the comment section. And please subscribe. Tell someone about this. Let's educate our kids. Let's educate ourselves. I mean, children are counting on us to have this conversation in order to keep them safe. So see you next week. I'm excited. See you next week, okay? Thank you. Bye.